What's up, guys? Part-time Gamer Dad here. It is June 5th, 2025. It is Switch 2 launch day. I am here at my local Target. Each Target that is participating in this launch event for the Switch 2 today is hosting an event from 8 to 4 local time. So if you're near one of these Target's putting on this event today, make sure that you're there. I'm going to go check out here in a few minutes, see what they got going on. It's about 8:30, so if they've done anything in the last half hour, I've missed it. I just dropped my kids off at the daycare, but I'm excited to see what they got going on. I actually might have had my Switch already delivered to me at like 7 a.m. this morning, so very excited to get back, doing an unboxing of all that. And I also want to see if I can pick up a copy of Mario Kart World. That's like my big goal here, because I was not able to pre-order it in a timely manner so that I would get it today. So let's go see if they have a copy of Mario Kart World. Let's see what Target's got going on here on Switch 2 launch.
So the other thing I'm trying to find today is a Yunobo amiibo. I don't think they have them, but we're going to check if they do have Mario Kart World. So let's get a copy.
Okay, so we should talk. Target was not really set up for success, at least the Target by me, and I live out in the boonies, and I recognize the fact that like my Target does not get restocked, especially on gaming stuff, very frequently. But they only just had shippers out, and they had like a few games. I was able to secure, obviously, Mario Kart World. This was the game that they had a lot of copies of, and it's the big launch title, right? So like, rightfully so, had that, which is great. I was also able to pick up some more Joy-Cons, so I got a couple more of those. Played Mario Kart with my family. I do have the Pro Controller as well at home. And then just because it's nice to have, I did get the carrying case with the screen protector. So like, I got some stuff, but there was a whole lot that was still in the back. And so I was asking them like, do you have these things? And they were like, well, probably not. But then somebody asked for the Piranha Plant camera, and they did have that in the back. Now I have that shipping to deliver at my house in the next couple days. So like, I'm fine. I don't need that right this second. But it's just weird because you would think that they would have had all this stuff before today. And maybe they have, but if I was going to be, hosting a retail location, brick and mortar, that was gonna have like a new console launch, I would have everything ready to go like overnight, or like have people come in early. They have a hand pallet there, a hand truck that's just sitting there with a bunch of eShop cards for like specific games on a rack sitting there, and then nothing else is like in the aisle. There's a bunch of like original Switch games, and then there's nothing on this other wall, because if you walk down the aisle the whole way, the very end on a cart, they have like a bunch of like accessories, controllers, all these things for the original Switch that are all like at a huge discount, which is cool. But also like, what are we doing? Like, this is a pretty shoddy, rough launch of a new console, especially for one of the biggest retailers in the world, in Target. So very disappointed. I recognize living in the boonies, I don't have a great Target in terms of getting restocked or staffed well, or we set up for success. I don't mean that the staff is bad. I just mean like, it always feels like they're kind of thin in there. There's not a whole lot of people to go to. There's plenty of people at checkout, customer service, but there's never anybody in electronics. That's a pretty common Target thing. But just like all these things that make this experience not great, the people I worked with in there, awesome, fantastic, answered all my questions. No Yunobo amiibo, which I've been trying to get, and I think I found a Target that does have it. It's like 20-25 minutes away, so I'm going to try to hit them up, try to get the Yunobo, and then try to get back home in time so my wife can take this car and go pick up our child, our oldest child. So we'll see, fingers crossed, but I will see you at the other Target. All right, guys, I made it to the other Target. Here we are. We're at another Target. We're gonna see if they have Yunobo and any additional kinds of like accessories or stuff that we might want to get. There's a few things I still want to pick up, like a charging dock for Joy-Cons and stuff like that. So let's go see what they got. All right, guys, we are back. Welcome to a part of the basement. It's an unfinished basement. We just moved into this house less than a week ago. Looking forward to getting all the boxes unpacked. And what you don't see behind you is a bunch of boxes and bags and a game room that is being built right now. So Looking forward to the day we can like show you the game room and do some reviews of games. It's coming very, very soon. But this is our haul of Switch 2 products. And so let's start with the Joy-Con wheel. These are for you to put the Joy-Con controllers into so that you can play Mario Kart. Underneath that, we do have a charging grip. This is for the Joy-Cons to go into, very similar to the original Switch Joy-Cons. Here we have a carrying case and screen protector combo. We have the Pro Controller, the Switch 2. We found Yunobo, as you know, and then I did find that copy of Mario Kart World. So, oh, and then also in here, we do have an extra pair of Joy-Cons. So very excited. Let's get to unboxing all of these pieces. So we're going to start with the Joy-Con 2 controllers. So just open it up, and when we look at these Joy-Con 2 controllers, they do come with the bumpers for each of them, and these are blue-red. So the red obviously color codes to the red bumper, and then the same with the blue Joy-Con color codes to the blue bumper, or the blue, I guess, saddle. This is pretty fun because when we open up these wheels here, these will actually slot right into these wheels for the Joy-Cons. So let's open up these guys right here for these wheels. And these are fun too because they're also color coded. So there's a blue. So if you wanted to color match, all you need to do is put the blue in there, get it in there nice and tight. It's not going to fall out. So there you go. That is what right there. That is what the Joy-Con looks like inside of the wheel carrier. So I'm going to put the red one inside the red one. Go figure. And boom, there we go. We're all set. And then a quick note, if you want to get this out of the cradle, all you do is pull up on the bottom and then just pull down. And it comes out very, very easily. So these are great to have, especially if you have kids that you don't want to just like have hanging on to a Joy-Con controller. This is a great option for them to keep your Joy-Con safe when you're playing Mario Kart as a family. Now, very similar to the wheels, you can also put the Joy-Con into this saddle, into this grip, and then you can plug this cable into the Switch and actually charge the entire controller. So upon opening it, you will have the charging grip right here. That is what it looks like right there. You will take your controllers and then you will just slide it in. So if you remember on the original Switch charging grip, or grip rather, you would have to slide it down into it. From here, it has a magnet. So all you need to do is to take your controller, ensure it's the right side up. It's on the right side of the actual grip itself. And then all you gotta do is get it to line up and it goes in. Very easy, very simple. And I mean, your kids could do it. It is seriously that simple. And then for the actual charging element, it's right here on top. So it's just a USB-C, very similar to everything that Nintendo does and iPhones and all these things these days. So that is a pretty cool, nifty thing. And it's very like ergonomic. So it feels good in your hands. I don't have terribly big hands. It fits pretty well. So that is a really cool accessory for the Switch 2. Next up, I've got Yunobo. I'm not going to be unboxing Yunobo. I'm not unboxing any of the amiibos, but these will go in the staircase up here on the way down to the basement, to the man cave, game room, my office over here, workout area. This will eventually back here be a filming studio with green screens and all that kind of stuff. These will all be leading into the basement along with all my other amiibos I've had forever. So keep an eye out for that video. It's coming in the near future. Okay, heavy hitters time. So this is a Pro Controller. Now, if you remember, the Switch also had a Pro Controller, and I've probably got like, I would say I might have like 6 or 7 of them. I've got like all of the Zelda ones, all the Legend of Zelda ones, not all the ones that are just of Zelda. And while I like using the Switch in handheld mode, and I imagine I'll enjoy using the Switch 2 in handheld mode as well, there is just something about having this kind of familiar controller. It's got a USB-C to USB in there, and then we do have the actual Pro Controller itself right in here. So we'll get this out, but I'm a big fan of these kinds of controllers, and they're really cool when they come out with custom ones. Obviously, this one is just very generic because there are no custom versions of this yet, but it kind of has like a reverse color customization of the PS5 controller. So with the PS5 controller, you have the white and then the black on the actual accent parts. This is primarily black with some white on top. You do have a jack on the bottom for headphones and whatnot. As you know, the C button so that you could do in-game chat. And then there's the charger port right there. So very excited to use this. I'll probably start by playing with this on the brand new TV here shortly. And then here it is, the thing that we've all been waiting for, the Switch 2. I'm very excited about this. I know there's a lot of people out there who are not excited about this at all, and I get it. Like, I understand your frustrations when it comes to like the way that Nintendo treats its customers in terms of IP and emulation and the price point of certain. I get it. I totally understand. And also, I love Nintendo and I love their games and I love their IPs, and I trust them, especially when I look at other companies that also have very similar issues. Like, I find more enjoyment with these games, and I'm not trying to excuse what they do. If people do bad things, they do bad things, and that's inexcusable. But I'm still going to buy Nintendo products as they come out, and I'm excited to play this. So here's a fun little piece that I don't know if you know, but there were reports today, this is the launch day, of different retailers, and I got away with it, who were stapling receipts to the front of the box that was going through, and it was puncturing the screen. So that right there, folks, that is the Switch 2. There you go. That is the screen right there. Has the kickstand here on the back. It seems to be more accessible than the old one. Still feels a little flimsy, but it actually seems to be pretty good integrity there. So that's very fun. Stands up very similar to the OG Switch. There is a piece of film here that reports have come out. People want to take off. Do not take this off. Leave it on there. Super important. Then we have, obviously, some Joy-Cons. You're going to need these Joy-Cons to connect to your Switch. Now, here's the cool thing. If you ever have a question about which is your right, which is your left, here is red, here is red. Simple as that. Very similar to when you put those controllers onto the wheels. Same thing. Magnetization. Great touch there. Nintendo. If we take this box out, oh, we've got something underneath this box, which I think is going to be very, very important here because it is our HDMI cable. And then two more bumpers or cradles. I'm not sure what they are this time. Yeah, I'm not sure what these are. If you know, leave in the comments. I don't know what they're actually technically called. But we have two more of those for the Joy-Cons we have as part of the actual console itself. Then we have that USB-C to USB-C there, a little charging cable. That's great. Then we have the actual wall adapter. So this will go behind my TV. Get it all set up. We have another. Did I accidentally get a second one? Oh, well, we got another charging grip. So there you go. And then we have the dock. And so this dock, I actually really like the design of it because with the old Switch, it was very blocky, and this one is not. So you see it's got the curvature, but actually on the backside, it's got the curve and then straight down, which is really, really nice touch. And then with this backside here, if you remember on the previous Switches, you could remove this back, which, yep, it's also true for this one. So you can remove this back, and then on here, it tells you got the AC adapter on there. You have the HDMI, and then a LAN port as well. Also on the side here, you got a couple of USB charging ports, so a little bit more fleshed out. And then also, I really like that this has a little bit more space for cables to run through as compared to at least the Switches I've owned. So very excited to get this set up. Give me a few minutes to get this set up, and then I'll show you what it looks like on the TV. All right, y'all, here it is. Here is the actual dock for the Switch 2. So I'm gonna put it right here, right next to my OG Switch. Give it a little space here. This is the actual Tears of the Kingdom Switch. That's the Switch that I primarily use. We have the wall adapter here. I'm gonna get this set up behind the TV. Okay, so we've got the power cable connected back here. Friendly reminder, guys,
if you're a gamer, practice good cable management. Get everything on the backside and just have it thread through in different areas. We're going to put this in right here where it says AC adapter. There you go. We'll put that there. Now let's get the HDMI set up. All right, HDMI cable is connected to the TV. So now we're going to connect it to the actual console itself right there where it says HDMI out. Now, friendly reminder, because they provided HDMI cable, just because they provide that doesn't mean that's the one that you need to use. If you need to find a longer one because your console will end up being further away from your HDMI port than the console's built-in or included pre-packaged HDMI cable allows, then do that. These are universal HDMI cables, so if you get one that's 20 feet long, this one's 6 feet, that's totally fine. I don't think it's even 6 feet, it's probably like 3 feet. So feel free to use one that works for your needs. Now we're going to put it into the cradle. And voila, it's all set to go. Now let's turn on the TV and we're gonna get the process of setting up the Switch 2 done. All right, we have a Switch 2, ladies and gentlemen. It's all set up, very lovely music. It's playing here. Let's put this controller down here. We are in America. So what we're gonna do actually is we're gonna get this set up on the big screen and that way you can see what I'm seeing. So a lot of folks have been also, contemplating asking, how do you release Joy-Cons from the Switch? And it's really easy. It's the same way that you would release it from a grip. So there's these trigger buttons back here. Let's see if we can actually get this to focus up. There we go. So there's trigger buttons, but there's also these release buttons. So if you push that, it'll come out and then you just snap it back in. So we'll push that to release it and that'll work for both of these. So we're gonna do the same thing on the Switch and then we will get it set up to a grip and then we will get going. As you can see, I've got the actual Joy-Cons from the Switch console into this grip here. So I'm gonna have you join me over here. And this is my big, beautiful new TV that I got for this new house. We're gonna turn off this thing here. And now you can see all the different languages is where we start. So we're gonna start with English US. We're in the Americas. And then we are gonna view this licensor agreement. You can read it if you want. I know there's things in there that I should probably read. It's a lot and I want to get on with it. So in many cases, you'll have to scroll down to the bottom. I do like that all you have to hit here is accept and we'll hit next. And then we have internet settings. So I'm gonna set up my internet and then we'll come back. Okay, we have successfully connected to the internet. Obviously it's gonna be a little easier for you to do this for setting up if you use the actual touchpad on the Switch versus using the Joy-Cons, especially if you have a long password. But whatever makes sense for you is the best option. So we are now, there's an update that's being downloaded. You'll need to connect to the internet so you get that update going. And we are going to look for where we live for time zone. I'm in Denver, so we're gonna select Denver. And then we can play games however we want. Great, you can adjust the stand to get the best viewing angle. We kind of reviewed that a minute ago, which shows how you to detach those Joy-Con 2 controllers. This is just helpful to detach it ahead of time if you want to use an actual controller to do this. And then all the accessories that came with the system can hold the Joy-Con 2 controllers in multiple ways, which is really cool. There's an attachment guide. We're not going to worry about that now. Well, actually, you know what? We'll take a look at one thing here, which it will show you. These are Joy-Con 2 straps. So they're not technically bumpers. They're the same kind of straps as they've always been. You slip it on from the end with the strap, so down here at the bottom, and tighten firmly. So that allows you to not lose your Joy-Con when you're playing a game with just the Joy-Con. And then obviously there's all kinds of different ways you can play in handheld mode. You can detach the screen, use the Joy-Cons together, or you can play in dock mode, which is what we're doing right now. So we have an update going. I will come back when this update is done and we will finish setting up this Switch 2. And in the meantime, we didn't unbox this carrying case, so let's do that. So the update's complete. While we're unboxing this, the system's gonna restart. So if something cool happens, we will stop unboxing this, but let's go ahead and cut open the stickers here. So we have a screen protector, as mentioned earlier, but the more important piece of this is the actual carrying case. Super cool in the carrying case. It actually has the same color of blue and red on there. We'll open it from one side and we'll just take a quick peek inside. And there you go, friends, where you put your Switch 2. And then on top, very much like on the Switch 1's life cycle, you have different cartridges, slots here, so take some games with you, as well as any additional accessories that might be of interest. Let's see what's going on with the Switch 2. I'll be right back. Okay, so very simple. It just said system update complete, but what it needed me to do was actually like pick it up and put it back down on the dock for it to show up on the TV. So we're gonna hit A. And then we have data that we can transfer to the Switch 2 from our other Switch. Now, here's the thing. Do I want to transfer from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2? I think I do, but I don't want to do it right now. And then here's kind of the issue about that. When you transfer systems, data will be copied from one system to the next, so you can pick up where you're playing. That's great, but I don't know where my Switch is, and I think you actually have to do this like at the beginning. So let me go find it, and we'll get this knocked out. All right, guys, the OLED Tears of the Kingdom Switch has been located. It was dead, obviously, because I haven't played it since before the move, but we are getting it charged up. So see you back here in a few minutes, and then we will get this system transfer moving and grooving. All right, great news. We actually got this Switch to come to life. So we now have this here, and we are going to start a system transfer. So we're going to hit Start System Transfer. We have a micro SD Express memory card, insert it. We can skip this part. I'm going to leave everything, because we're also copying, so I'm going to leave everything else in there. So we're going to sign into my Nintendo account, so let me do that. And then we will continue. We did it. We are in for the system transfer. We signed in. We got to move them close together. I mean, they're pretty darn close. Bruh. Okay. We'll bring it as close as we can get it. They're right next to each other, Nintendo. Let's do it. Open the home menu and then select. So this is on the source system, which is the Tears of the Kingdom one. So it wants me to go to the home screen and then system settings and then transfer to the new system. So let's see. You go to system transfer to Nintendo Switch 2. Funnily enough, I had to update the system for the source Switch, so let's give that a second. All right, we have it. We are back, and we have an option to system transfer to Nintendo Switch 2, so we're going to do that. And then it's going to say searching for Switch 2. So what we're going to hit is next. We're going to be searching. You can keep playing compatible Switch software on the Switch 2 system. Okay. And then, yep, we got it nearby. So now we're just waiting for it to search for this Switch. I don't want the Princess Peach Showtime demo. You ever watch my review on Princess Peach Showtime? You know I don't love it. Okay, look. Jabelson, that's an old nickname from way back in the past. It's now a part-time gamer dad. But the OLED model into the system, we're going to start download. And we're also going to click on this system to start download. Saying please wait. Very exciting. We're getting very close, guys. Okay, now we are actually downloading the data from my OLED Switch to the Switch 2. It's still calculating the time left because it's probably going to be a while. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll pause here for a moment, and I'll catch up with you when we're closer to the end. And guys, as soon as I said that, everything started speeding up, and it became like 2 minutes. Like, it's only been like 20 seconds between when I said that and now. So we're pretty much already done, which is awesome. So kudos to Nintendo for like the speed of this operating, and now we're stuck at 88%. But hopefully that final 12% will, finish up quickly. Maybe I will leave and come back. I said it last time and it helped. Now, just as a note, the system will restart. Oh, here it goes. It's got to restart. So system will restart, and then I think, and on the original Switch it says data has been sent. Please wait until the process is complete. On the Nintendo Switch 2, we'll say okay. And then this is still up and going, but let's see what it says on here. So now it's downloading data. It's continuing to go. So it restarted and then picked back up where it left off, probably to complete its operating system and the transfer between systems. I don't know, but we're at 93% now. Let's see how fast we get through this. That was pretty quick for a system transfer. Oh, we're setting the system up. We're so close, guys. System transfer is done. System setup is being completed. It disconnected these, so we had to push those buttons again. We're at 50% almost now. Now we're at 50, and it's clicking along. So my one thing here is make sure that you have your OG switch charged up, ready to go if you're going to do the system transfer, because that was the most annoying part of this whole thing. Everything else was very intuitive. So system transfer is complete. We say okay. The color, theme color from the source system will be carried over. That's kind of fun. So let's see. So we are complete. It says to hit the home button. So that's what we're going to do. And let's see what we got. Oh, let's turn this up. Fun. Nothing too crazy. Not like the PlayStation 5 boot up, but there you go, guys. Those are all of the elements for setting up your Switch 2. As you can see, it's already moving over all my save data. Now, let's put in Mario Kart World. Let's try that again. So, you have the system here. You have the teeth of the cartridge on the back. We're going to put this in. Like so. You put it in with the, if you're looking at it, the actual artwork is going to be facing you, front of the cart. Close this up. We see that Mario Kart World is on there. We're going to put it back into the dock, and then we're going to grab our controller, and we're going to see what this is all about. So, grab this controller here. We can adjust game visuals now. So let's see. We'll turn this down a little bit. It's kind of getting loud. That's okay. We're going to adjust so the pattern is on the left invisible and the right isn't. So what we want to do is make this much brighter. And the pattern on the right, well, guys, I'll tell you right now, this isn't going to work because both patterns are visible and then they both aren't. So we got a problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this down a little bit. And then we're going to put it like right there. I think that's fair. This is how the brightness will look for gameplay. I think that's totally fine. If we wanted to make it a little brighter, that's totally fine. And then we're going to go through and we are going to start off some Mario Kart World. We're just going to watch the intro. Of course, there is an update on day one for this game that just came out today. I do love that we live in the internet era where we can do stuff like this, but like, release a game without the updates. I don't know. Just give us everything at day one. Okay, so we're all good there. I will be using the software. Here we go. I'm going to step out of frame. You guys can see what's going on in this opening cinematic. There's that map, that big, beautiful map. Very excited about this game, guys. I know a lot of people are like not feeling this new Mario Kart necessarily. They're like, why is this the launch title? Guys, I'm coming back on. This is awesome. I don't care who you are. This is awesome, especially if you're from my generation where we played the original Super Mario Kart and all those follow-ups. This is incredible. Okay, here we go. Opening cinematic. Let's see. Looks very much like the trailer did. It's just surprising. They could reuse a lot of this. There's Mario, the OG. One-up fuel. I like that. Has that been in a previous game? This is giving cars right now. Where we going, Mario? All right. There we go, guys. Mario Kart World Switch 2 unboxed. All the accessories unboxed. Showing you how to set it up. Showing you how to do a system transfer. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I'm very excited about Switch 2. I'm very excited about Mario Kart. And I'm really excited that you decided to spend some time with me today so that we can go over this amazing new exciting console and this new exciting game. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Put down in the comments down below, do you already have a Switch 2? Did you find this video helpful? What accessory are you most excited about? And what game are you going to play first when you get your Switch 2? I'm Part-Time Gamer Dad. I will see you very soon.